I have two follow-up questions for you, Nouriel. Thanks so much for such an insightful assessment of global financial system and US dollar and the technology. So the two questions I have is, many analysts argue that the US economy is financially overextended. What structural advantages allow it to continue defying these warnings?
I wrote entire books about debt crisis, and also my last book, Mega Threat. The first two chapters were on unsustainable debt. So the first one actually was titled The Mother of Debt Crisis. Now, if you look around the world, there's been a build-up of both private and public debt. Public debt, official debt, and unfunded liability coming from aging. Private debt could be the debt of household sector, the debt of the corporate sector, the debt of the banking system, and now, because we regulated the banks after the global financial crisis, the non-bank financial institution or shadow banks. So by some measure, there has been a significant increase in the debt ratio. And in the US, debt of household has become somehow lower. Debt of the banks has become lower because we imposed a regulation, Basel III, on liquidity and capital. While there has been a surge of corporate debt, of the debt issued and the borrowing by the shadow banking system, of course, build up of public debt. And people worry that there will be eventually a potential for a debt crisis. However, there is a difference between some individual entity going bust, and we've seen, even the last 2 weeks, some firms that invested or were in the car loan business and those lending them money getting in trouble. But individual episodes of credit problem will occur. The question is, are you going to have a systemic debt crisis? And in my view, as long as the US economy grows, even if you have balance sheet problems because some sector and some firms have excessive debt, again, income, profit, revenues are going to grow, and therefore you need to have a severe recession for a balance sheet problem become then a trigger for a more severe recession and a debt crisis. And since I'm optimistic about US economic growth, I think that credit events are going to happen, but they'll be isolated. They're not going to be leading to a systemic debt and financial crisis.
Thank you, Nouriel. Thank you.